Hi! Today I'm going to show you how to make some ear cleaner for your dogs. The recipe can be adapted for cats, but first I'm going to demonstrate the recipe for large breed dogs. In order to make the dog blend, you will need to use doTERRA essential oils only. This is geranium, basil, and frankincense. And then you'll need a carrier oil. Fractionated coconut oil is my favorite. It's less greasy and has a much longer shelf life than other carrier oils. So let's get started. For the large dog breed, we need 15 drops of geranium, 5, 10, 15, and we need 15 drops of basil, 10, 15, and 15 drops of frankincense. This one comes out quickly, but not if the bottle's empty. Ha! Let me grab another bottle. Luckily, I keep extra. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And if you get an extra drop or two, that's really okay. These are very gentle oils, and frankincense is great for reducing inflammation and helping with any pain, as well as soothing the skin, also cleansing. Basil is really nice if there's any sort of discomfort. It's really good for ear pain and helps with soothing and freshening and cleansing the ear canal and outer ear area. And then geranium is wonderful because it has those wonderful skin supporting benefits that the others have, but it also is very antifungal. So it's really good for especially floppy eared dogs, dogs that tend to be a little more prone to yeast issues, as mine are. The carrier oil that I use is fractionated coconut oil. doTERRA makes a great fractionated coconut oil, and the reason why I think this is the best carrier for this purpose is because it's not as greasy as others and it has a much longer shelf life. So we're going to fill to the shoulders with fractionated coconut oil, and this takes a little bit of squeezing to get it all the way full. And then you need to label your bottle. Always put a date on the bottom or on the label so that you know exactly when you made it. And they're good for about a year after you make them. So I recommend using them up about a year, within about a year. This is my little kit that I use for my dogs. It has my ear spray in it, and then I have some cotton pads for applying. These are just little round cotton pads available at any drugstore or grocery store. And then, of course, Q-tips for cleaning any deep areas or getting any dirt out of the lower part of the ear. The nice thing about the way that dogs' ears are created is that they you really can't stick things down in them. They're not as delicate as ours. I'm sorry. You really can't injure them by sticking things down in them very easily. So very gently cleaning with a Q-tip is a really nice way to go ahead and remove larger chunks if there is any debris or wax or dirt that's in there. But you want to be sure to use a twisting motion, so you're lifting it out rather than packing it in, because you certainly don't want to get anything deeper down into their ear when they're trying to expel it. I recommend that you use the ear cleaner once a week, just for maintenance for healthy ears. Then if there is any sort of itching or you notice them shaking their head at all, then once a day for a few days is a really good idea. And if when you look in their ears there's any redness or irritation or any signs of infection, you can go ahead and use it several times a day. But if the redness and irritation persists, then you do want to be sure to check with your vet and make sure that there isn't anything more serious going on. So let's go ahead and find Hazel and see if we can show you how to go ahead and use this. So to clean little Hazel's ears here, I go ahead and take one of the pads and spray about 4 or 5 times on the pad. Lift her ear and gently wipe it out. Wiping all of the outer structures of her ear, removing any dirt. Not too bad today, honey. And for the other ear, I use a new pad. Never use the same pad on both sides, just in case there's some bacteria in one ear and you don't want to mix it. So just gently clean that out. And to use the Q-tips, you can remove the top and dip the Q-tips down. And you want to make sure that none of the oils actually drip down into the ear canal. Just a little bit wet, enough so that they're not going to be dripping, and then you just gently cleanse around so that it's all clean and nice. And then you can dip the opposite side in and clean, and just gently just twist so that you can remove any dirt, wax, or anything else that doesn't belong in there. Another technique you can use when your dogs have really clean ears and you just want to just give them a little bit of maintenance support, you can spray just a couple sprays on a pad and then just set it inside the ear, and then just kind of hold the ear closed and just let those essential oils fill the ear canal with vapor that just gently soothes and helps to support your health. So just a little bit, just gently rub, and then just go ahead and remove it. And that's a nice way for dogs whose ears are generally pretty clean. When they're dirty, you do need to wipe out and remove that dirt. See, it wasn't so bad. Good girl. I don't want to forget to mention that for small breed dogs, you want to go ahead and cut the recipe about in half. So for the 2-ounce bottle, you want to use 7 drops of geranium, 7 drops of basil, and 7 drops of frankincense. And if you're making the recipe for a cat, you can go ahead and reuse one of our 15 ml bottles. They really work well because a smaller size is probably what you're going to need, since cats' ears don't usually need cleaning very often. So go ahead and use the 15 ml, and in it you want to use only 2 drops of geranium and 2 drops of frankincense. You can omit the basil if your cat's healthy, but if you're worried that there's pain or an ear infection, you should go ahead and add just 1 drop of basil. So again, that recipe is 2 frankincense, 2 geranium, and 1 basil, filled to the top with fractionated coconut oil. And the orifice reducers work really well for essential oils, but when you put the heavier oils, like carrier oils, fractionated coconut oil for example, in these bottles, they don't drop out very well. So you can take a metal kebab skewer or even a bamboo skewer and kind of stuff it in there and stretch it out just a little bit, and it'll make it easier to drop down onto a cotton pad.